I have written the details of the two books. First book, it is also available, second edition, but you have to consult only third edition. And its PDF is also available. Okay. And second book, by Pan and there are four authors. So most popularly it is known by first author Tan. So second book is Introduction to Data Mining, second edition. But second edition is not available in India. In India, we have global edition. And it is published by Pearson. And PDF file is not available of the second edition. PDF file of first edition is available. Okay. And I can mail you PDF file, but it is better to have printed copy. Okay. PDF is not for complete understanding, and you can take help of PDF, but one should have printed copy. So I advise to have both books, and books are not too costly. I think 400, 500 rupees of each one may be the cost. Okay. So I see the chat box. If there any question, I will address, and then we will start. Shankar Kumar Jha, Darbhanga, Bihar. Okay. Asal Ashok Adhav from Maharashtra. Yes, some teacher from Aurangabad. Okay. Ahmednagar से. Amit Kumar Himanshu from Bihar. Motihari College Engineering. Shivam Kumar. Smriti. Okay. Shivam has sent me a link. It is for chat WhatsApp. What is the meaning of it? If I click it, then WhatsApp will be open. Yes, Shivam. Shivam Singh is not here. Okay. One more thing, I have written in the first message. If you use the NIT KKR email account, okay, you will be directly connected with the meeting, and there is no need of any kind of permission to be granted from my side. Okay, so it will save time. So it is better you should use your NIT KKR email account. So all of you have email account of NIT KKR server. One student can write. Because if you use outside email account, then I shall have to grant you permission. So it is another wastage of time. Yes, just write me because I have sent one message in Google group, but I am not knowing in the group all accounts. They are from the institute's NIT KKR mail account. If it is so, then it's all right. Otherwise, I advise to use only institute's email account. Okay. So now we start. Today I start from the first chapter of this Hen and Camber book. The contents I will cover, the slides prepared by the author, and then I will discuss from my notes. Okay. So in this way, something that is not properly mentioned in the slides, it will be covered from my notes. Okay. So I share now slide. Any student has any question, any doubt at this point of time? Otherwise, I will go ahead. I shall presume there is no question. Okay. Now the slide is visible, and one student need to speak because otherwise I shall have to go each time on the other window. So
It
Yes,
is
sir.
visible, sir.
Slide down.
okay, okay, okay. These slides are also available on the author's homepage, and I can also mail you. Okay, and I can also mail the third edition PDF file. But you should not be dependent only on the PDF file. Okay. So today we shall discuss brief introduction of the entire course. Generally, in first chapter of any book, the author used to address the contents of whole book briefly. Okay. So in the first chapter, you will find the contents of the entire book briefly, and by having this brief understanding of the each chapter or content of the book, one can start from any chapter. That is the objective. So that's why most of the books have this kind of nature. But it is not the rule. It depends. But most of the textbooks, they have first chapter of this form. So we shall discuss here why data mining is required, what is data mining, a multi-dimensional view of data mining. Multi-dimensional means if we try to visualize one object from different dimension, meaning is we try to understand one thing from different aspects. This is one way of. So what happens here? It will give you better understanding or high clarity with the object. Then what kind of data can be mined, what kinds of patterns can be mined, what technology are used, what kind of applications are targeted, major issues in data mining, brief history of data mining and data mining society. This is what the author has prepared in the slide. Why we require data mining? Okay. One reason of use of data mining is availability of large amount of data. And when we have very large amount of data, so one question can be whether this data is useful or whether we should throw away this data if it is not useful. Okay, so few people suggested that this data may have some knowledge, some information that can be useful. So one simple example we can have, suppose there is a shop, okay, business shop, and the shopkeeper sells several different items. We can consider kirana shop also or any other shop. So suppose the data of last 20 years is available with the shopkeeper, and data means daily sale data. That means customer detail is there and the items purchased by the customer, quantity and payment money. So what happens here if we process 10-year, 20-year data? If we process 10-year data and if we try to explore something is important present inside it, some possible kind of knowledge can be derived. One knowledge can be we can have that which item is purchased by most of the customers. Okay. Second, when a customer purchases one item, what are the other items that are also very frequently purchased by a customer? Okay. Suppose if we analyze the address of the customers, so from which locality many customers are coming. So based on that, the businessman can plan his or her strategy for future planning of the business. So suppose the items which are mostly purchased or purchased by most of the customers, so he will always keep extra number of items or extra quantity of that item, and he will always take care that there should be no shortage of so and so item. So this is a knowledge. Second, suppose one particular colony people or one particular area people, they used to come the shop of that shopkeeper. Okay. So what happens here? The customers who belongs to so and so area, they like the shopkeeper. So what happens to encourage their purchasing practice? Some kind of benefit, some kind of scheme can be launched so that they will be encouraged and those customers will be retained for future time. Okay. And suppose some area from where very few number of customers are purchasing, so he can think what should I do for those kind of customers. Okay. And a very one good example can be if you go to the market to purchase bread. So most of the customers they purchase bread, they also purchase butter. So the shopkeeper who sells bread, the shopkeeper also keeps butter because he knows that the customer who is purchasing bread will also likely to purchase butter. So this kind of knowledge can be derived from large amount of past data. So I read the slide first now. The explosive growth of data from terabyte to petabyte, data collection and data availability. Lot of data is available. So automated data collection tools, database system, web computerized society. You know nowadays, if you go to purchase in a big shop like क्या बोलते हैं इसको
Big bazaar or mall?
क्या बोलते हैं इसको व्हाट इज दैट बिग बाजार और वो भी
Mall, big bazaar.
हाँ बिग बाजार और इस तरह के जो भी शोरूम है दो ओके सो व्हाट दे एंड इवन सम मेडिकल स्टोर they keep a tag on each item and they just process they show or they scan that tag and the all the information is taken by the system and very fast the processing or bill can be prepared for the customer and data is stored in the machine. So what happens here nowadays the storage of data is automated by computer machine. Okay, earlier the same thing was manual. So because of large or many tools are available, so data can be easily available and it can be stored. Second major source of abundant data here it is business, web, e-commerce, transaction, stocks. Okay, so in business applications, they are the different sources. And similarly in science, remote sensing, bioinformatics, scientific simulation, and in society, news, digital camera, YouTube, all these are sources of data. We are drowning in data, but striving for knowledge. Yes, simple meaning is data is so much, but we don't know what is the knowledge behind it, and any knowledge is hidden inside it. So necessary, it is one statement. Necessity is mother of invention. ये एक ऐसा ही है. So this is the need. We want to extract the knowledge, and because of this satisfying this need, this data mining tools technique have been developed. Okay. This is the brief history. Before 1960, empirical science, then 60 before 1600, sorry, empirical science, and 1600 to 1950, theoretical science, 1950 to 1990, computational science, then 90 and onward data science. It is simply showing that how the process of developing knowledge has been shifted. Earlier, it is written 1600. Empirical means the knowledge based on experience. That kind of knowledge was used in earlier days. People who have that knowledge after having experience in some domain or area, and that knowledge belongs to that person only. Okay. After that, theoretical science has been developed in this area. All the theoretical research in Western countries, okay, and after that computational science. In last 15 years, the availability of computer and low cost, high speed devices it has made. So now we have data science. Simple meaning is that lot of data is there. We have opportunity of understanding data, opportunity of developing the techniques, okay, and use of the data. So all these collectively we use the term data science. So the field of data from new scientific instrument and simulation, ability to economically store, manage petabyte of data online, the internet and computing grid that makes all these archives universally accessible, and scientific information management, acquisition, organization, query, visualization, task, scale, linearly growth, volume of data. Okay, so all these belongs or all these constitute data science. So data science is a big word. Okay. Big data is also a large volume of data issue. And data mining is techniques to retrieve knowledge. So it is showing the evolution of database technology. 1960 period, data collection, database creation, and database management system. Then during 70s, relational model came and relational DBMS was available, and it 1980 RDBMS model. Okay, and 2000 onward, we have stream data management, data mining application.
Hello.
Yep. Any problem? हाँ.
Sorry for disruption, sir, but other teacher is calling us to join the next class.
हाँ, okay. Time कितना हो गया time? I think.
Sir, 11:39.
Okay. Okay. I stop the meeting, and you can leave.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Actually, I could not see the timing. It is 11:30. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.